Hello. This training video is all about supporting families in your church who have children with additional needs. Many of the ideas we will talk about focus particularly on supporting children with autism spectrum disorder. However, the underlying principle of being welcoming, getting information and acting on it apply for many types of additional needs children may be experiencing. All children are unique and have varying needs as they journey through childhood and adolescence. They may feel awkward at different times, insecure and challenged by situations beyond their control. Some kids have identified or diagnosed special or additional needs, including a physical disability, developmental delay, autism spectrum disorder, or mental health issues like anxiety. For all children with additional needs, the first thing to do is welcome the child. What does welcome look like? It's providing for people's needs, being accommodating and giving extra support to enable participation. It's helping the child to feel connected in and loved in your faith community. The second thing is to get informed. Talk with the child's parents, do some reading, ask questions, find out what will be most helpful for the child so they can participate. Each child is unique, and just because the website said something will be helpful doesn't mean it will be for the child standing right in front of you now. So always check with the child's parents. And finally, follow through. If you know what is needed to help the child to participate, then follow through. Families whose children have additional needs can be very weary of people promising to help and not following through. Additional needs mean we need additional support, which will probably mean you will need additional people, additional time, additional resources, and possibly additional funds. So get others involved. Give people a vision for making a significant difference in a child's life. We can't just welcome with our words. Let's talk about what this might look like for a child with autism spectrum disorder, or ASD as an example. ASD is a developmental condition which affects kids in two main areas. Firstly, communication and social interaction, and secondly, behaviour, interests and activities. The best place to begin is to make sure that everyone on your kids ministry team has a basic understanding of ASD, as well as the specific needs of children with ASD in your church. Together, you can help the whole community provide a supportive environment for these families. There are a number of things we can do to help make church services positive environments for children with ASD. Talk with the family about the best place for them to sit. Would it be helpful to be away from the speakers or the lights? Some children find that bright lights and loud music give them too much of a sensory load. Would it be helpful to be near the door or away from the door, and then facilitate that? Organise for the child to have a copy of the order of service before church begins, if that would be helpful. Like most people, children with ASD can feel more secure when they know what is happening next. If something very different is going to happen in the service one week, then give the family a call and let them know. A little bit of information can be a help. Another helpful thing for every child is to be serving in the church in some way, and it is no different for children with ASD. So get creative and look for a way that the child can serve either alongside their parents or another person in the congregation. Perhaps it will be a specific task that they do each week, like putting things out on seats or packing up particular equipment. Perhaps it'll be working with the AV team. Some churches set up a buddy program for children with ASD. This is an adult helper who stays with the child throughout the service and any time in age-specific groups. You can find out more about setting up a buddy program by downloading a full training session on additional needs for free from our store. If you do set up a buddy program, ensure the child knows who their adult buddy is going to be before they arrive at church. Encourage the buddy to greet the child when they arrive and sit with the family from the beginning of the service. Several churches have set up a buddy system and have found it really helpful. However, it's really important to ensure the buddy understands what they are committing to and for how long. Change can be harder for children with ASD, so increasing the communication and consistency is important. There's also a number of things we can do to help make kids' programs positive environments for children with ASD. Most importantly, ask the parents for information about what their child needs and enjoys. What are their strengths? What are their interests? What are their triggers? And what calms them down? Children with ASD can take longer to process verbal instructions, so give them time. Keep directions simple and preface personal instructions with their name. Programs that are predictable and follow a regular routine are often better for children with special needs. Make sure the child understands what is happening in the program. What will happen next? What is the order of activities for today? How long will this activity last for? Don't surprise them with a sudden change. Give a child plenty of notice when an activity is going to end and another one will begin. It also helps to break down tasks into small, achievable steps with realistic timeframes and short-term with rewards. Children with ASD can often be visual learners, so use visual aids wherever possible. For example, show props when you're telling a story or an example of the completed craft before beginning an activity. Narwee Baptist, for their huge annual kids club, use lanyards with little cards on them showing the activities in order. The buddy wears the lanyard, and at any time the child can see what comes next. Being consistent and calm is important. If you have clear rules and expectations, you will get the best outcome. Remember to always respond calmly. Raised voices only make the situation harder. And remember not to take behaviours personally. But so that you don't just go into management mode, there needs to be adequate leaders with the kids. The purpose of your kids program is a positive peer community and discipleship. So make sure there are enough leaders for connection and mentoring to take place, rather than just behaviour management. With a little thought and some caring helpers, church services and kids programs can be fantastic, engaging, supportive environments for children with additional needs and their families. Ask yourself, who could you offer to come alongside in your church? Then pick a few ideas to begin with that you can consistently put into action. To learn more about ASD and to download helpful resources for your kids ministry, including a step-by-step guide to setting up a buddy system, visit our website baptistcfm.org.au. Our huge thanks goes to Caringbah Baptist Church for their input into this training. Other great agencies like Luke 14 are also available to support your local church to be a welcoming, worshipping, faith-forming space for everyone.